We've had a great natural experiment in 2020, which is COVID. I mean, COVID has disrupted education in ways that could not have been foreseen before. Do you think it's going to accelerate the trends that you're already seeing in terms of like moving towards digitization and virtual classrooms and that kind of thing, or um, are we going to go back to, as you call it, BAU, business as usual, after COVID?
Yeah, I think the simple answer to that is I don't know. And had anyone suggested to me that COVID was coming down the tracks when I was writing, I would have suspended this project until I could see better what the ultimate impact is going to be. I advocated in the book, particularly from a financial point of view, that distance learning and well, basically distance learning in various ways, blended learning, could help to reduce costs so that one part of the trilemma is addressed to a certain extent, and that in the command and control systems that we know in the Arab world, uh, distance learning and blended learning could be worked out on a systems-wide basis, not just in individual institutions, but for the entire system. And this would be an area, if you did have an autonomous higher education system, that the people in charge of it could work out common policies and reduce overall costs for all of the functioning units within it. So I can't imagine that this won't be a big boost for distance learning. It's been, I think, a threatening proposition for many Arab countries, but now they may not have much choice. Threatening in the sense that it may debase or be seen to debase degree programs that have national characteristics. I know the Arab Open University has struggled a bit over the years to get acceptance to have its degrees recognized in Arab countries. But if you're working within the systems of education themselves, then the aspects of accreditation become more simple. So yeah, I think this is again a train that's coming down the tracks, like the private sector moving in a big way. I think we're going to see these new techniques in teaching proliferate. Will there be a return to something regarding normalcy that is more face-to-face contact? I think this is an open question. One of the questions in the book that I constantly ask myself is there enough magic of place, as I call it, to justify the bricks and mortar university going out 2 or 3 decades? Or is a place like the American University of Beirut or Cairo University or Mohammed Sank in Rabat essentially dinosaurs? Big physical infrastructures that are very costly to operate and may not be essential to the educational task. I say may not be essential because I don't know. I am a product of the bricks and mortar university, and I've spent my life in them, and I'm very wedded to them. So I raise the question again with great hesitancy. But they're costly. They cost a great deal to operate. You look at a place at a university like Lebanese University with 46 branch campuses, and think of the maintenance costs and operating costs of those 46 branches, personnel costs, and you have to say, is this really necessary? Maybe this all could be done virtually rather than in face-to-face. There are those who argue that there's a kind of magic that goes on inside the physical university that I try to detail in the book, and I won't go over it here, which is irreplaceable. You can't substitute online learning for face-to-face learning, a lot of which takes place outside the classroom. It takes place just in your interactions with your fellow students, with the faculty with one another. There's that kind of research magic that proximity may bring about. I don't know. It's a little touchy-feely for me, but Again, I'm a product of it, so I have a natural bias in favor of it. But I think it's going to have to answer a lot of questions if it's to survive.
So I mean, this is a good way